For 30 years, my husband went to the bank. After his death, my life shattered. When I discovered why, I didn't cry when the clerk slid the metal drawer toward me. That scared me. "Mrs. Carter?" she asked gently. "Are you all right?" I nodded even though my hands were trembling. "Yes, I just wasn't expecting this." The safety deposit box felt heavier than it should have, like it carried weight beyond metal. Daniel's weight. 30 years of marriage, and I was standing in a bank alone, opening something my husband never told me about. "Take your time," the clerk said. I opened it slowly. Inside were envelopes. Not a few. Dozens. Carefully stacked, tied with a faded blue ribbon, each one labeled with a year. 1994. 1995. 1996. My chest tightened. Daniel and I married in 1994. I picked one up, my fingers stiff. The paper smelled old, familiar, like the inside of his desk drawer at home. I opened it. A handwritten note slid out. "If she's smiling again this year, then maybe I'm closer to forgiveness." My breath caught. "She?" I whispered. I looked up at the clerk instinctively, but she was already looking away, giving me privacy. My heart was pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. This wasn't money. This was something else. On the drive home, memories started lining up in ways they never had before. Every Tuesday, always Tuesday, Daniel leaving the house at 9 a.m. Never late, never early. "Same schedule forever?" I once joked. He smiled. "Some things don't need changing." At home, I spread the envelopes across the dining table. There were receipts inside some. Grocery bills, pharmacy slips, utility payments, all in cash. Always Tuesday. "For 30 years," I said aloud, my voice breaking. I remembered the nights he came home quieter than usual. "You okay?" I'd ask. "Yeah, just tired," he'd reply. And I believed him. I always believed him. The phone rang. I jumped. Unknown number. I hesitated before answering. "Hello?" There was a pause. Then a woman's voice. Calm. Careful. "You opened the box." My stomach dropped. "Who is this?" Another pause. Longer this time. "My name is Lauren," she said. "Daniel asked me not to call unless you found out." "Found out what?" I demanded. Silence. "Lauren," I said, forcing steadiness. "What did my husband do?" "He tried to fix something," she replied softly. "Something he broke a long time ago." I sank into the chair. "Why didn't he tell me?" I asked. "Because," she said slowly, "he was afraid you'd see him differently." That night, I didn't sleep. I kept replaying our life together. The laughter, the arguments, the ordinary days. Had all of it been real? Or had I been living next to a stranger? At 3 a.m., I opened another envelope. Inside was a longer letter. "Emily never asks. That's what scares me. One day she might." My throat closed. Daniel had known. He had known this day would come. And still, he chose silence. By morning, I was angry. Not screaming anger. Quiet anger. The kind that sits heavy in your chest and refuses to leave. I grabbed my keys and drove back to the bank. I needed answers. I met Lauren 3 days later. She suggested a cafe near the bus station. "Neutral ground," she said. Felt appropriate. She looked ordinary. Not mysterious, not dramatic. That made everything worse. "You knew my husband for 30 years," I said as soon as we sat down. She shook her head. "I knew his guilt, not his life." "What happened?" I asked. Lauren folded her hands. 30 years ago, Daniel made a call at work, a small one. It saved his department and ruined mine. I swallowed. Illegal? No, she said. Cowardly. She explained how she'd been blamed publicly for a mistake Daniel knew he caused. How she lost her job, her reputation. How did he find you? I asked. He didn't, she said. I found him, years later, by accident. And then? He apologized, she said simply. Once. Then he asked what I needed to survive. My eyes burned. And you let him pay you. She met my gaze. I let him take responsibility. That word stayed with me. Responsibility. Daniel never asked for forgiveness. He showed up. Every Tuesday. He talked about you, Lauren added quietly. What did he say? I asked. That you were his safe place, she replied, and that he didn't deserve it. At home, I opened the final envelope. Daniel's last letter. If I had told you, you might have forgiven me too easily. I didn't want that comfort. Tears fell onto the paper. I needed to feel the weight of what I did. Every Tuesday reminded me. I realized then, this wasn't betrayal. It was penance. The next Tuesday, I went to the bank alone. I closed the safety deposit box. The clerk looked at me gently. Are you sure? Yes, I said. It's finished. When I stepped outside, the air felt lighter. That evening, I called Lauren. He didn't fail, I said. He answered for his mistake. She exhaled. That's all he ever wanted. For 30 years, I never questioned my husband. After his death, the truth didn't destroy me. It finally showed me who he really was.